Page 35, Storm at Midnight. Hold on to your socks. 34, they're teaching you the chromatic scale. I don't really teach a chromatic scale in my videos because it's not like the other scales. It doesn't really have a starting point and an ending point because it uses all the notes, white and black, all the notes. It's like a circle. Where does a circle start? Well, there isn't. It's a circle. There's no, well, chromatic scale's the same way. However, let's talk about it. There are some fingerings that are sort of standard. When you get into the pieces, you'll alter those as you need to for the piece, and I'll talk about that too. So, first off, for the most part, you're going to use third finger on the black keys. Whatever. And then it's going to be thumb or index finger for the white keys. Now I'm going to start on C because C major, it's nice. I can start on any key, it doesn't matter. But I'll just start here. Third finger on the thumb. And then when I get two white keys in a row, that's where you have to use the index finger to connect them. And then third. And it's that pattern. Going down is the same thing the other direction. Index finger first and then thumb when you have two white keys in a row. And third finger. Blah, wherever. The left hand's the same thing going the other way. It's here, third. Index finger, you two white keys together. And going down. I use a slightly different fingering most of the time because I can use fourth finger occasionally, and that helps to give the thumb a break. But I'll talk about that more in the pieces. You see, when you get a chromatic scale, a passage, not a scale, but a passage, in a piece, like in Storm at Midnight, you're going to alter the fingering however you need to accommodate the piece. So it may not necessarily be the same fingering as you play on a chromatic scale. Now, if it's a long chromatic scale passage, then yes, you'd use that fingering, but otherwise, who knows? So at Storm at Midnight, let's look at this. 4/4 time, it's got one flat, so it's either an F major or D minor. Well, look at the end, the last measure you hear. It's a D minor chord. I guess it's in D minor. This has got all these accidentals. Well, the chromatic passages. Look at the beginning here. Forget the rhythm, just notes. Here, and third, and here. That's a chromatic passage going up and down. We just used the fingering we used before, and that's fine. That works, and you get that a few places. Second line, you're up here, G. You can do that. That's fine. Another fingering you can do that is instead of the thumb, you can use fourth finger on it. Because you can use the fourth finger as your turnaround finger. However, their fingering is good practice. Okay. And then the left hand gets to do its thing too. Go down to the fourth line. Here, it's here. B flat, it's in the key signature B. And they're saying second finger. Yeah. Well, I don't like that fingering. This pattern is called a turn. It's like an ornament. There's an ornament called a turn that uses this. You're on a note and you're kind of playing the notes around it. And typically with this, I would finger this as a 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's just much easier than using thumb all the time. You don't have to use the thumb that much. It's 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here, it's much easier. And I would encourage you to get used to that fingering instead of that fingering because the fingering I'm showing you will serve you well in the future. So I'm recommending that. 4, 3. And two measures later, same thing down here. And then the next line, same thing. Left hand, broken chords to start with. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Second line, you're up here. Same pattern. And then the third line, you get the fun stuff. It's a 1, 3, 2, 1. Just like in the chromatic passage. It's fine. If you want to do that, you could also end on 4th finger if you wanted. You could also start on 4th finger. You don't have to use that pattern. It's good practice to get used to the fingering pattern if you use what's in the book. But if I'm playing a piece like this or some piece and I get this type of passage in it, I'm not going to use that fingering. I'm going to use 4th finger. Because it's all here. To me that's easier. But you can experiment with both. And then you get it again later. For the sake of this video, I'll go ahead and use the pattern in the book here, but I would recommend you consider this. Actually, what I can do, since it's repeated, is the first time I'll play it the way it's in the book, and the second time I'll play it the way I would actually play it if I were going to do it. And then the next line, again, we have that turn, but it'd be the same thing. It'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, experiment and find out what, of course when you're new to it everything is weird, but this fingering will serve you better than trying to use the thumb so much on fast passages. In the last line, again, it's the same thing here, but you can use the fingering in the book if you'd like. Then try and put the hands together very slowly. 1 and 2. 2, 3, rest. And 2. 2. Rest. Rest, 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 and then repeat it, so forth. And I add articulation in there too to shorten the video up, so you can put in the dynamics and you kind of, you're swelling them. They're just swelling on each of these. You got to feel that. Get to know it well enough so you're not thinking so much about notes and all that. Then you can start feeling the dynamics. Until then, I wouldn't worry about them too much. In the 4th line down, it's loud, soft, loud, soft. You gradually, and so forth. Let's play it together very, very slowly to double check what's going on here. I won't do the dynamics, just the articulation and the notes and the rhythms and all. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 3 and rest and 1 and 2 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and 1 and 2 2, 3, rest, 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 and. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest, and. 1 and 2. 2, 3, last line, rest, rest, 2, 3, 4, off.